This is Agent 001 from Autospies.com with the all-new entry into the small crossover marketplace, the 2014 Jeep Cherokee, and it comes out with a bang. Look at the front and face of this car. It's a radical looking new Jeep. Kind of has that Range Rover Evoque edge to it. You can see these really cool LED lights that make up the face, and actually these are the headlights that you're looking at below the LEDs, and it's got a really nice stance to it. We're here in California on Mulholland Highway taking a look at this bad boy. Let's take a walk around it. Similar in size to the Escape, the RAV4, the CR-V. The Jeep looks really sharp, really strong, but there's a lot of differences, and we're going to talk about them coming up right now. There was a lot of criticism in the blogs and some of the big websites that you normally read about the face of this all-new Cherokee, but we're calling it a winner. This thing has edge, it has style, and those LEDs really make the face. When you see this thing in a Trailhawk edition or black with the LEDs on, it is going to look really, really killer. Just like with Grand Cherokee and Ram, this all-new Cherokee brings the interior up to a whole new level of style and quality, something you'd never see in an old Patriot or Liberty. It's really nicely done, from the 8.5-inch nav screen in the center stack, the easy-to-find buttons, the Audi-style instrument panel. It's really a well-done product, and you're going to see the difference if you go down to your Jeep dealer and test drive one of these. I like the quality and uniqueness of some of the materials in here, the fabrics on the seats. Very well done. It looks like a much higher premium level car than it's done in the past. Of course, you've got great flexibility in the interior, the rear seats. They all fold down. You can see the 2/3, 1/3, so you've got a lot of ability to store all of the things you need here in the all-new Jeep Cherokee. You also have really nice features like terrain control, so just by the switch of a button, you can switch from automatic to snow to sport to mud. Whatever situation you're in, it all figures it out. And what I like about it is, as I turn the dial without taking my eyes off the road, when I switch to a different mode, it comes with a really nice clear icon to read for the different settings. And boy, let me tell you, when you see our off-road part of this video, you'll see how well those settings really work. On the higher end units with 4x4, there's actually a descent control button and a select terrain button that allows you, from using the shifter, to go into a manual mode and actually let it crawl by going up and down in different speeds off-road. That is a unique feature to Jeep. It's coming on the 2014 Grand Cherokee as well, but I don't know of anyone else that has a control system like that that is so well thought out and works so well in off-road mode. They really get a feather in their cap for that. Of course, typical iPod controls. You have an SD card, you've got cigarette lighter, AC power, nice console, another AC operation in there, and you've got another USB port. The cool thing here, the seats, check this out, they lift up, and we're told they fit an actual pizza box in there, so if you're going out for pizza, you can keep your pizza nice and warm. Other storage here, nice little area for a phone or some change or whatever you want to put up there in the dash. Easily closes, very nice. And the sound system, let's not forget the sound system. We're listening to some music today in the car. Of course, my favorite XM channel, 33, and the bass and the tone and the sound of this system is wonderful. You're gonna love listening to your music inside of the all-new Jeep Cherokee. So here's the part that's gonna separate this all-new Jeep Cherokee from the rest of the crew. You're not gonna do this in an Escape. You're not gonna do this in a RAV4. Nor are you going to do this on just about anything else besides the new Jeep Cherokee. Also gotta love this hill descent control. As you can see, I don't even have my foot on the brake or the throttle. I can actually change speeds off the gear shifting lever, as you can see the controls. Don't try this in your CR-V. Just crawling down all on its own. If I want to give it a little bit extra, I just hit the gear up shift, and you can see on the dash that it will shift automatically for me and take the hill no problem whatsoever. Look at that. If I want to go to 2 miles an hour, 3, very cool. As you can see, we're taking this hill with absolute ease. But how does the new Jeep Cherokee drive? Well, let's take it for a little bit of a spin here. Really got great handling, especially on the twisties, and here we're on Mulholland Highway, famous for its curves and its switchbacks, and this Cherokee really handles it well. You don't hear any tires squeal. It comes around the corners really nice, and I just really enjoy the feel of the steering on this car. You didn't have to do anything except really point it in the right direction, and it does a wonderful job. The engineers at Chrysler really have a strong package on their hands with this all-new Jeep Cherokee. Driving the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee is a wonderful experience with its 9-speed transmission, very smooth and compliant suspension, a wonderfully quiet cabin. I actually prefer it to the drive of the Grand Cherokee because the Grand Cherokee drives more truck-like. I think you're going to really like this when you compare it against Escape, CR-V, RAV4. I don't think those guys are even in the game when it comes to ride quality and just the feel of how this car drives. It's a very premium experience, very high-end, really refined, and they have really got something special in this all-new Jeep. What I really like best about the new Cherokee is this driver information center. It's really put together well. I like some of the real high-end Audis that we're used to seeing. You can toggle through the different features easily from the steering wheel, and there's so many different screens. You can get super basic from just speed, but you can also start adding things, kind of like an iPhone from the factory with just basic things, but you can add more and more into the display and have all kinds of capabilities showing, and I really like the way it's done. I like a lot of information when I want it, but when I want to put it away, I want it easily done. And the all-new steering wheel is really great with the, as you can see, the nice buttons really put together well. And then of course it interfaces nice with their 8.5-inch screen here. Very nicely done, easy to read icons, radio, media, your controls, climate, all easily accessible, and I really like the way they've done it. The Uconnect systems won a lot of awards, much better than the Ford Escape. And one way, if you want to test me on this to see if I know what I'm talking about, is go take an iPod or an iPhone full of music in any synced Ford and plug it in. And you'll wait your 3 to 5 minutes for it to index the music before you can listen to this. When you put this in a Uconnect system, you plug it in and your music is instantly available. And that's an awesome feature, because if you take a lot of short trips, that's going to drive you crazy in a sync-equipped product. But here's the key question. How's the fuel economy on this car? You've got a choice of 2 engines. You got a 4 and a 6-cylinder, both good engines. I would opt to go for the 4 just because if I bought a small crossover like this, I want the best mileage I can get, and I was really pleased with the performance of the 4-cylinder motor. The 6-cylinder is great too, but I would prefer, and I'd go with the 4. Around town, I'm getting low 20s in my test, and on the highway, you're easily gonna get about 30 miles to the gallon on average. Having no problems with this great 9-speed transmission, which is super smooth, super quiet. I can't believe the decibel level here in the car of a 4-cylinder motor. You know, it's just really unthinkable to see something like this. If you were in a CR-V or a RAV4, I mean, that thing is so loud. It's like being at a Metallica concert when you're at a speed like this. And it's smooth, easy to drive, and the steering is just awesome. So what are the negatives on the all-new Cherokee? Well, there's very few. One, of course, as we started with, is the styling. The styling is a little bit polarizing for some people. We like it. We think it's going to be a winner, but we're going to leave it up to you to judge. And then the other part is, you know, this car can get really expensive as you load it up. You can bring this thing to almost $40,000 if you get a fully loaded Trailhawk. So aside from that, this car we think is going to be a real winner in the marketplace. We're looking forward to seeing a lot of sales, especially in the style-based markets like Los Angeles, New York. This is going to be a hot ticket for that person looking for something like a Range Rover Evoque made in America with a lot of style and substance. This is the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee on Autospies.com. Remember,